Finally tonight we go from all of those stairs to Anne-Marie Berger's story about a place with a lot of fancy steps.
Places, Kara and Jessica, do opposite of Allison and Joanna. Do opposite, right. Final pose, hands.
The members of the COCAdance company in University City were warming up for their annual performance.
He should turn a little bit more to the right diagonal on that.
Each January, the company presents their alumni show, where graduates and current members collaborate on stage and show their stuff.
Stay together.
But this year was special. 2007 marks the 15th year of COCAdance, a teen pre-professional performance company for jazz, modern, and rhythm tap.
The first thing I want to say is that it has been so exciting to see all of you together. I've seen people introducing themselves to people that come from a different era of COCAdance, if you call it that, and you all are dancing so seamlessly and beautifully. The talent in this room is just amazing. If you know,
Lee Nolting, director of COCAdance, knows the talent in the room very well. Since the beginning of this dance program, she's seen her dancers grow, some into the best in the business. COCAdance graduate Antonio Douthit now dances on Alvin Ailey's stage.
You guys are amazing, and you don't understand that you guys have a great facility here. You have great teachers here in St. Louis, and everywhere we go, they always acknowledge that we have some of the best training in the world. So take advantage of what you have.
Before these professional dancers got to where they are today, they first danced at Coca. The COCAdance program is for kids 12 to 18 years old, and here they are given the opportunity to expand their natural talents. But to look as good as they do on stage takes a lot of time and practice.
They make sacrifices, they make choices, they have to.
It's a big commitment. You have to take like a certain number of classes to be in company, ballet, tap, jazz, modern, like all these kinds of different styles. And like for ballet, it's 2 classes of ballet a week, and you know, like everything has requirements like to be in the company, so it's a lot of time.
When the guest choreographer comes in, we're like Tuesday to Saturday, 5 to 9 every day, with a longer day on the weekends.
I'm just going to kind of clump it all together right from the get-go, and that's just going to give me a good idea of what you guys are like and how to move forward from there. All right?
Those longer, intensive rehearsals took place back in December, as COCAdance members were given the opportunity to dance under guest choreographer Frank Chaves.
You're going to slap your thigh, and you're going to come to releve, so you're on the diagonal here, and be very uplifted.
Chaves, who has danced with Ballet Concerto of Miami, New York's Ballet Hispanico, and Hubbard Street Dance in Chicago, is currently the artistic director for River North Chicago Dance Company.
I didn't want to put the music on yet. We're not quite there yet.
I felt really like privileged to work with him. I mean, he's a very accomplished choreographer, and we've definitely heard about him before. He's come to Coca a couple of times before, and it's really, really cool to get to work with him.
He spent 1 week at Coca teaching these young dancers one of his original numbers to be performed at the alumni show in January.
Flip around. Boom. It's a piece that is actually in the repertoire of my company, which so I'm really letting it out. I don't normally do that, but since I have a nice relationship with Lee and I trust her, I'm here to teach them basically a new piece of choreography. And 3, and 5, 6, pique.
This was really special that he was willing to give us a piece that's still in their company rep, that his company is performing. I mean, they're really professional, they're really amazing, and for him to trust us with a piece like that was huge.
You got fuller on me, but of course we get like 3 counts behind. So, but that's okay.
This marks Chaves' 3rd guest appearance to Coca since 1997. This time he only had 5 days to work with the dancers before he returned to Chicago and left the piece in their hands, something that was challenging for all involved.
Especially given the varying levels of the kids, the varying ages of the children, and also the fact that this time around I'm actually doing a piece that I think is really quite hard. So I want to be very hands-on and be very careful because it's something we still perform.
It's very different from like what we've had to learn. It's very fast, and like it's this whole like Spanish like salsa kind of movement. You have to have that whole like thought, you know, has like kind of, I don't know, the presentation is really different than a lot of different kinds of styles. So we have to learn the steps plus that kind of presentation, and it's definitely hard because you have to learn it like fast and like be like perfect.
Good, good.
You've had one night.
I've had one night.
What's
one
your?
night.
Okay, I still have 15 more hours to work with these
Right,
girls.
exactly.
And guys, what's your assessment after the first practice?
I want to say that they can do it. They can do it. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think the good part about that is in the part that it's going to take a lot of work means that it's hopefully going to jump them up to some new level. Foot, 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 up, and hit, and. That was good, and that was about tempo.
And that's why COCA invites guest choreographers. While COCA is staffed with talented instructors, opportunities to dance under talents like Chaves raises the bar for these dancers.
3 and 4, 5 and 6.
Because there's like an audition process with the casting. You are in that situation of you have to pick up as fast as you can, the style as well as just the steps. Each choreographer brings his own style, so the more different choreographers that you work with, the more styles you find that you can pick up, the more diverse, so the more auditions you're going to do well at. It just, everything goes hand in hand to make them a better dancer and make them ready for the real world once they leave here.
This experience with Chaves was important in their development as dancers, but like I said, after 5 days, they were on their own to perfect the piece, although not entirely.
Because it's such a short period of time, like 5 days, it's an intense period. However, then details get dropped and forgotten, and then we have little arguments about who's right. So to prevent that sort of thing, we always tape on the last day, and then with Frank, I usually have an extra taping of where he's going through each thing, talking about how he wants it, what we need to be paying attention to. And so I'm looking at the tapes, they're looking at the tapes. That helps tremendously.
So on a cold night in January, current COCAdance members and alumni were warming up for the big show.
I love all of you. Have a great time. I wanna be ready.
More than a dozen pieces were performed, including Chaves' number.
Right up until that moment of them going on stage, I was still a little nervous as to how it was going to go, but thank goodness COCAdance does not like to look bad on stage. That's the one thing I can count on.
All the choreographers that come have such different styles and like bring something new, and I think we've never done like a salsa piece before, and that was just so much fun. I think we all just learned so much from it. It's just like one of those fun kind of pieces that you love, and you know that we'll always want to do. We'll never forget.